Hello everyone, my name is Felix Golenko and welcome to another episode of Dashboards Worth Using. This episode is about a sales dashboard, a particular type of it providing overview of sales and a bit more, as you will see, by account managers, customers and products. Although there are many dashboards and reports on sales, none of them provide what I personally think is very important and crucial, namely actionable insights. In order to design a dashboard that will indeed provide actionable insights, we first need to be clear on what questions it should answer or what information it should provide to those, namely, who will then use this dashboard as a performance management tool. And here are the most important questions that, in my opinion, need to be answered when it comes to optimizing the sales performance from different perspectives, from the perspective of account managers, customers, and products. So, the questions to be answered for a given time period are: who were our best, but also worst account managers and customers? Which are our best products? For which account managers or customers or products were we not on target, and by how much? Now, not on target in a positive and in a negative way. Which account managers, customers, products perform better or worse in comparison with the previous period, and by how much? And this is how the answers to these questions could look like. As always, let's take a closer look how this dashboard provides these answers. As first, the title sets the context. We are looking at actual sales in comparison to target. We're looking at number of new customers. We're looking at them by account manager, by customer and product, and in this case for a first quarter of this year. The upper part is all about the account managers. So, what does it tell us? It first tells us in an ascending order who our best performing account managers are. Best? What does best mean? Obviously by the amount of sales that they have made in the given period. But this chart also gives us the first indication as to how their actual sales compare to the targets they have got, whoever has set these targets. The actual deviation from target shows this chart. Actionable insight here, well, who is most off the target in a positive way and in a negative way? The deviation from target is also a very important insight. How about the trend? Meaning, who of the account managers are improving over time and who not? This chart very clearly shows this as a percentage of improvement or, God forbid, decrease in comparison to the previous period. Actionable insight here, who is improving the most, and the same on the decrease size. But then very often another success factor or another metric in the context of monitoring the performance of account managers may be relevant, namely the number of new customers they have acquired in a given period. So this is how this could be shown. Actionable insight here, who is bringing in the most new customers and who the least. Obviously, this could also be put in the perspective of target values and trend, but this was cluttered this dashboard too much. Unless, of course, you're really interested in this and this would be an actionable insight for you. In this case, the dashboard obviously would need to be redesigned a bit. With this, we have covered the account managers. Now, let's take a look at the customers. Top 10 customers. Sorted here by the sales we have made with them in a given period. Under the assumption that we do not forecast or set target values for individual customers, there is no comparison to the target values here in this part. But we certainly compare the actual sales with the sales in the previous period. Actionable insights here: who are our best customers and with which of them are we increasing or decreasing sales over time. Similar to what we have got for account managers, we have got here with the top 10 products. Actionable insights: which of the products are above or below the target and by how much, and for which of them the sales are increasing or decreasing over time. So, here's this simple but still very powerful dashboard. Very powerful because it provides, as I have just mentioned this, quite a few actionable insights. Let's assume you're a sales manager, sales director, VP sales, or among other things, also in charge of sales. So, how will this dashboard now help you improve the performance of your account managers, your customers, and your product? Or, what you're probably most interested in, how will this dashboard help you improve your overall sales performance? Well, in several ways. Let me show you. First, it will help you spot good performers, as shown here. Who or what are good performers? Well, above the target, increasing trend, and for the account managers also bringing in a lot of new customers. Why is it so important to spot good performers? Support them. Ask them what they are doing differently. Have them help others. Have them teach others. Since they are most probably very motivated anyway, ask them how you can support them to do even more, to perform even better. We very often just tend to look at bad performance, which is important, and I will talk about this in a minute. But we very often neglect great performance. In many cases, it is namely much easier to make what is good even better than to make what is bad right now good or great again in the future. Use this aspect for you. And second, spot bad performers and start making decisions and taking actions. Who are bad performers? You have probably guessed, those behind the target and with negative trend. The sooner you spot them, the better. The sooner you spot the declining and or not sufficient performance, the more chance you have got making decisions and taking actions that will help get better results in the next period. Here's also where you can have the good performers help not so good performers, directly or indirectly by sharing their experience, their tactics with a coach who in turn could help not so good performers. The value of knowing here is considerable, and it literally brings you more money, with the effect on both good performers and bad performers. Here is some food for thought for you. How about establishing criteria for good and not so good performance? For instance, in form of deviation to target values and previous periods, and starting to track your best account managers, your best customers, your best products, as well as your worst. Let's say you would do this once a month, take last 3 months as a reference, and do this for next 6 months. What is your guess? By how much could your good performers perform even better? By 2%, 5%, 10%? By how much could you improve the performance of your low performers? By 2%, 3, 5, 10%? What would be the overall impact on your sales? Just to remind you of Carl Pearson's quote, "That which is measured improves. That which is measured and reported improves exponentially." Who wouldn't want to improve sales performance? Well, just start measuring the right things about your sales performance and start consequently reporting on them. For instance, with a dashboard I'm just sharing with you. So I'll leave you with these thoughts. So, there you have it. Another great dashboard I'm convinced is worth using. This one on the topic of sales performance. Very seldom we are talking as directly about money as when it comes to sales. Please leave me your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you find good, and let me also know what you would change on this dashboard. Feel free to share this with your friends and everyone else who you think could also benefit from it. But you can also be a guest on dashboards worth using. If you've got a few questions about your business, about your sales or operations or marketing or financials, and you would need a dashboard to answer these questions in an actionable way, I may be able to help you design this dashboard and then share it in one of the upcoming episodes. In this case, just send me an email to fgolenko@dashboardsworthusing.com, put guest in the subject line, and tell me a bit about your business and what kind of dashboard you would need. If it's a good fit for dashboards worth using, I'll get in touch with you and we will start the process. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and I hope that you find it useful. If you haven't done this yet, go ahead and subscribe now to Dashboards Worth Using. This way you'll be notified right after a new episode will be published and you won't miss any of them. Now, if you would like me to help you design and implement your dashboards and reports, just send me an email to fgolenko@dashboardsworthusing.com and let's start the dialogue. So, that's it for this episode. Happy dashboarding, happy sales performance improving, and I will see you in the next episode.